This is your boy Cop Top 1 here with Chris from
Radical.
With Prototype 2. I believe this is the first time the game's been demoed in public, is that correct?
This is the very first time anywhere in the world we've actually had a hands-on for Prototype 2, so we're super excited. It's the end of the show right now, but we've had a crazy day. Like, people's faces are amazing, so I think they're liking what they're seeing.
Yeah, I got to play it for a quick hot minute, you know.
Cool.
And the fighting is pretty natural and intense.
Awesome.
What can you tell us about the story? It doesn't look like it's Alex Mercer this time around, so what's going on?
Yeah, so what we thought is after the people had finished Prototype 1, you'd built Alex Mercer up to a really incredible amount of power. So the question was, where do you go from that point? I mean, do you start the second game with Alex eating planets? You know, like, maybe. But then we thought, well, what could be a cooler idea is that you've built this character up to a really high level of power. So almost like a FF7, the Cloud versus Sephiroth idea of can you take this, can you take down the devil? We thought, wouldn't it be cool if you played a character who basically had to take down the devil himself? Like, he's so powerful now, can you actually do it? And what happens when a prototype fights another prototype? And so we thought that story was too good not to do. And that's the entire focus for this. I mean, Comic-Con demo is all about just a 10-minute action slice, but it's a huge game with a huge story. So that whole idea of what happens when a prototype fights another prototype is very fundamental to the story.
That sounds pretty interesting. Do you bring back anything like the Web of Intrigue and stuff like that? Do they all return?
Yep. But even better. We took a lot of. I mean, we really pride ourselves on listening to the feedback of our fans. We're on Facebook, etc. We really poured through all that, and we really wanted to tell this time a story that was a simple, well-told, epic story. The first game had a very conspiracy-laden story that was great on paper maybe, but when you're playing a game in multiple stops and starts, it's easy to forget some of the details. And so with this one, we wanted to use the Web of Intrigue in a much more mission-driven way, so when you actually find these missions, these memory videos, it actually unlocks content, and the actual the main arc of the story, you against Alex Mercer, is always easily remembered and understood. So you always felt like, I know exactly what my mission is, even if you wait a couple of days and pick it up again.
Okay. So, I mean, if you're going to try to take down a god per se,
right.
I imagine you're going to have very similar powers. Are there going to be any skills you can unlock that Alex Mercer doesn't have?
Absolutely. We actually got, so in the storyline, Alex Mercer infects James Heller, who's actually a sergeant from Afghanistan, who made it back to New York too late to save his family. And so Heller basically blames Mercer, rightfully so, for killing his city and his family. And so the idea of when Heller actually gets infected by Mercer, he actually gets some of his powers. So some of the coolest Mercer powers are coming back in an even cooler way. For example, the blade arm and the claws. And when players actually put their points, their evolution points into these powers, they'll actually this time see it evolve. And so that claw arm or that blade arm will actually get bigger and bigger and change its shape, which is actually really nice to have that visual payoff for your favorite power. And also you can now also hot swap between two different arm powers at the same time. So rather than pausing and using the wheel, the weapon wheel, you can pre-map your two favorite powers and instantly combine them into a huge number of combos as you see fit. So it's like true shape-shifting combat.
Nice. And when can we look for this game out?
Yeah, this game is actually out April 24th of next year, 2012, which is coming out pretty soon. It's on PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. We're actually around about alpha right now, so it's still really early. A lot of polish to still go, but so far we're having a great time just watching the reactions of the fans play this thing. So we're really, really pumped.
That's great. Thank you very much for your time, Chris.
Thank you so much.
It's a beautiful game.
Thank you very much. Thank you.